Hi, heroes. Stan Lee here.
Facefront True Believers, today we are paying tribute to legendary comic book writer, celebrated king of cameos, and our ever genial generalissimo Stan Lee, who passed away on Monday the 12th of November 2018. Lee made his first appearance in the pages of Real Life on the 28th of December 1922, and since his first foray into the comic book industry in 1939 has been responsible for the creation and co-creation of beloved characters such as Spiderman, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four and Stripperella. Hey, they can't all be winners. Alongside frequent collaborators Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko and many others, smiling Stan Lee elevated the comic book medium and launched Marvel into the world's #1 publisher of comics and the multimedia behemoth we know and love today. And as well as all of that, he even found time to appear in a few video games.
Excelsior.
Ow!
As always, when I do these video game histories, we are only going to be looking at console and PC games, although Stan the Man did lend his voice to the Marvel Origins app and the freemium video game Family Guy: The Quest for Stuff. So with all of that out of the way, let's see if I can get through this without bursting into tears. Nuff said.
Welcome, true believers and newcomers alike. Spider-Man co-creator Stan Lee here. Once again, we find our hero Peter Parker, better known around the world as the amazing Spider-Man, in a heap of trouble. But this is just the beginning, Spidey fans. So get ready for a true superhero action thriller, packed to the brim with thrills and chills, twists and turns, more supervillains than you can shake a web at, and of course, non-stop web-slinging, wall-crawling action.
Stan Lee's first appearance in video games comes fittingly from a title starring his most prized creation, in 2000's Spider-Man, for PlayStation, Dreamcast, N64 and PC. Lee lends his unmistakable voice to the game's narration, which would have been one of my earliest introductions to the lovable Lee beyond just the Stan Lee Presents header on the first page of almost every Marvel comic. Stan also returned for the game's sequel, Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro, in 2001, to bring us yet another scintillating tale of superhero daring-do.
Hey there, true believers! Watch as once again, frightening forces are at work in our world, ready to wreak havoc with our very existence.
And jumping ahead, if I may, to 2010's Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, where the loquacious Lee once again provides his venerable voiceover to a Spidey game, helping to further solidify Shattered Dimensions as a spiritual successor to the Neversoft title. At least in my fan canon anyway. Stan's first on-screen cameo arrives with 2009's Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, in which he trades in his trademark cardigan and khaki pants and suits up as Senator Lieber. We get some really fun, unique interactions between Lee and the various playable characters, and Stan makes a stance against the idea of the Superhero Registration Act after being saved from certain doom. That same year, in Marvel Superhero Squad for the Wii and PlayStation 2, Stan reprises his role as Mayor of Superhero City from the cartoons.
Peter, this is Stan.
Lee makes a surprise cameo in 2012's The Amazing Spider-Man game, in which he calls up Peter Parker to berate him for living in a, quote, amazing fantasy. And for those who pre-ordered the game, Stan the Man proves that he truly is a real-life superhero by becoming a playable character via exclusive DLC. To be totally honest, the image of a senior citizen thwipping across the rooftops of New York kind of fills me with anxiety, but just be careful up there, Stan. Don't break anything, okay?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna tweet about this.
Worry not, Brigadiers, because Stan's back for the sequel, 2014's The Amazing Spider-Man 2, as a comic book shop owner who offers Peter Parker some sage advice about great power and great responsibility.
At what point do I stop being a cameo and start being the star?
Perhaps Lee's most prominent role in video games comes with the 3 LEGO Marvel titles, LEGO Marvel Superheroes 1 and 2, and LEGO Marvel's Avengers. Here, our Generalissimo finds himself in various sticky situations, and players who take the time to rescue him from peril hundreds of times are rewarded by unlocking him as a playable character, who can web swing, transform into his Iron Stan armour, Hulk out, and much, much more. Stan Lee's final video game appearance comes in 2018's Spider-Man for the PS4, and honestly, it couldn't serve as a more touching farewell to a man who has brought so much joy to so many. In a blink and you'll miss it cameo, Stan appears as a short order cook at Peter Parker and Mary Jane's favourite diner.
Love seeing you two together again. You always were my favorites.
Oh, I promised myself I wouldn't cry. So there you have it, every single Stan Lee appearance in video games. Not a huge list compared to the movies, but honestly, some of his most memorable cameos. Thank you for watching this video, but most of all, thank you Stan. Not just for your many contributions to comics, video games, films and cartoons, but for showing us what it really means to be a hero. Excelsior. Hello, me again, just popping in to ruin that perfect ending because literally seconds before uploading this video, I realised that I forgot to mention Marvel Heroes, the now defunct MMORPG in which Stan made a brief cameo appearance as S.H.I.E.L.D. Agent Lee. I couldn't get any footage of that because the game doesn't exist anymore, so instead here is a picture of Stan with Hollywood heartthrobs Chris Hemsworth and Mark Ruffalo. While I'm here, why not consider subscribing to Panels to Pixels or follow me on Twitter @PanelsToPixels, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!